You're watching the TC MMA podcast.
But now, as we slide into the main event is going to be highly interesting because it's a rematch between Brendan Allen and Chris Curtis. Now, Brendan Allen lost that fight and got KO'd, but he's been winning pretty much ever since. So can he come back and get the win? People believe he can. He's the favorite. But does that mean I'm going for him? Not necessarily. Let's get into it right now. In the middleweight division at UFC Vegas 90, it goes down in the main event at the Apex Center. Brendan Allen versus Chris Curtis 2. Yes, the rematch. Chris Curtis won the first one by second round KO. More on that in a minute. Brendan Allen 23-5. Chris Curtis 31-10. Brendan Allen 4 inches taller at 6'2". He's now 28, not 25. Since the first fight, Chris Curtis is now 36 years old. Both guys with a 75-inch reach. Both guys stand right-handed. Chris Curtis much more active. That was the problem in the first fight. 6 significant strikes per minute to 3.9 for Brendan Allen. But Brendan Allen can land like a takedown every other round. So the key here is Chris Curtis's takedown defense, 92%. So he's going to be stuck in a stand-up striking with Chris Curtis once again. Since the loss, now let's start with the loss. This is second round KO. Chris Curtis led 61-43, right about how you'd think it would go. But again, that was 3 years ago. December, well, not quite 3 years, 2.5. December 4, 2021. But since then, Brendan Allen has been perfect, running off 6 in a row, including a most recent win against Paul Craig by submission. Bruno Silva, very tough fighter, submission, wow. Andre Muniz, submission. Krzysztof Jotko, submission. So it seems as of late, Brendan Allen's surging. He's getting better and better every time out, winning 6 in a row. Forget about it. Chris Curtis, 2-2 in the last 4. Beating Marc-Andre Barrial, good fighter, and Joaquin Buckley, good fighter. He lost to Kelvin Gastelum by decision, and Nazardine Amavov, which was actually a no contest. So the odds have flipped now. Brendan Allen's a 2-1 favorite. Why is that? Because he's run off 4 straight submission victories. But Chris Curtis has great takedown defense. It would only take 1 takedown, though. Chris Curtis doesn't give up takedowns. He stops like 19 out of 20 or at least 9 out of 10. He's ridiculous on the takedown defense. But Brendan Allen is a much different fighter. He's going to run through Chris Curtis this time around, really focusing on the control time. Even if he doesn't get takedowns, there's going to be more clinch work, things of that nature. He's learned his lesson and he's older. I think Brendan Allen gets the job done in the rematch. I don't agree with the 2-1 favorite, but he's definitely like, 1.5 to 1 favorite. Brendan Allen wins, in my opinion. This fight goes to a decision because Chris Curtis is that tough. Brendan Allen moves to 24-5. Chris Curtis falls to 31-11. Middleweight division, UFC Vegas 90. Yeah, and let's just be real. We're 4-7 in the main event this year. It's just ridiculously terrible. And might as well just go with the favorite until we get a victory. That's just how I feel about it. And I'm joking, sort of. But as I make the prediction for Brendan Allen, I'm like, wait a minute, he got KO'd by this guy last time they fought. But Brendan Allen is a different fighter, and you got to believe that.
He's gon' fight, wait, he's gon' fight, wait. Hold your breath till the end of the night. Last fighter call, UFC at its height. Yeah. Bringing that thunder with all his might. Saying, step up, wanna fight? Hold up, think twice. Gladiator, assassin, reckless, no abandon. Walk through that cage, he'll leave your ass.